After yesterday's episode of almost the biggest upset of all time, we're back here to focus on the league. 3 teams await us: Notts County in 4th, Crewe in 5th, and last but not least, Tranmere, who are currently 3rd in the league and are the team that stole Reece Williams, who I wanted to sign last year. Oh, and you might also remember they stole Francis Okonkwo, who I wanted to sign this year. Yeah, I don't like Tranmere. 3 matches today. Editing Jack's going to be busy. Let's run the intro and get straight into things. How is it going, folks? And welcome back. It's Park to Prem. It's episode number 19. It's Friday. If you're watching this the day it's live, I guess if you're watching this years in the future, there's like a 1 in 7 chance I've just got that right. If you want to feed the YouTube algorithm down in the comments, what day is it today that you're watching this video on? Anyway, as you might have already got the vibe from the intro, today is all about focusing on the league. We have 3 games against teams who are immediately behind us in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Win these games, we're in a great position. We're already in a good position. We are top of the table. A game, well, no, actually 2 games in hand and 3 points clear. So today really is about pressing home an advantage which, let's be honest, we have 2 players to thank for: Andy White and Ajaria. Andy White, top goal scorer in the league. This man, 11 goals in 11 games. And while Ajaria at right back actually has the higher average rating, which is kind of surprising, he has 5 assists in 11 games. Now, of course, last episode we played a lot of Football Manager, really. We ended things with a game against Man City. Since then, it's not been great for us. Only 2 wins in our last 5 league games. One of those wins, though, a rather emphatic one. We were 5-1 up against Gillingham at half-time. I told the players we were happy. I didn't make any subs because we were playing so well, and in the second half we didn't score a goal. And with that, into the month of October, we marched as, well, as you can see here, we took on Swindon Town, a game where we took the lead via Hume. Teddy in goal got injured mid-game. Something about injuries for goalkeepers, I think, is an issue for us. Rose was in goal, on off the bench, gave them the ball, and I cried. Yeah, not a good way to draw a game. That goal, by the way, 97th minute. Teddy injured, still injured now, still out for up to another 4 weeks after breaking his hand. And it has meant that as of late, we've been relying on Joe Rose in goal. Look at his rating in the league, 6.65. It's a miracle we've still not lost in the league, really. I'm not going to blame Rose for everything, but I am going to blame him for everything, because in the next game we drew against Stevenage 2-2, and then in the EFL Trophy, the competition I don't care about, we came from 2 goals down at half-time to win 3-2, tried to rotate the team, had to sub on some of the big guns. They rescued us the win. It does mean that in the Bristol Street Moors Trophy, we're through to the knockouts, so yay, thumbs up for that. And from that win in the Cup competition to this win in the league, 2-1 over York, Joe Taylor getting the all-important goals. This man really proving his pedigree, I feel like, as a League 2 player. I feel like when you look at his mentals, it's kind of apparent he should be very good at this level. In spite of the fact he hates important matches, apparently none of the games are important here, because he contributes quite a lot. 14 goal contributions in just 15 games. Also, 7.46 average rating, 3 player of the matches. Considering that we have White as our top goal scorer, Joe Taylor's still very good. Sadly, in our most recent game, Joe couldn't find the back of the net. Look, we drew 0-0 against Port Vale. I had to rotate the team because the fixtures have been piling up. Didn't go to plan. As I already mentioned, though, we are unbeaten. Originally today, I was going to do a game against Doncaster, which is actually the second game in this run of upcoming matches. But Doncaster have dropped down to 10th. They've been cack lately. And with Notts County just on this crazy rise and sitting right behind us, I felt like they were the team to play against. I say they've been on a crazy... They've been bad too. Everyone behind us is bottling things. Okay, you know what? Tranmere's record looks a bit better. They're drawing tons. I don't know. The EFL League 2, I'll be honest, we're running away with things. Not by virtue of being the best, but just by bottling it the least. It feels like everyone is dropping points bar us. And even then, of course, we are actually dropping points. It's just we're drawing instead of losing. Anyway, I digress. We're going to get straight into the first game today. Like I mentioned, Notts County currently in 4th. Good little team. Great news for us. We're very much rested. I kind of had my eyes on these upcoming run of games, knowing that this was going to be the real test and wanting to rest players ahead of it. What it does mean is we go into this game just about full strength. Like I mentioned, Sharman Lowe injured is a bit of a problem. Egbo also injured at the moment. His versatility's been, well, invaluable. He got injured in our most recent game. Good news, though, Ajaria, who wasn't available for that game, is back in the team at right back. I'm going to be honest, as I submit the team for this game, I'm just dreading watching Rose in goal. He's just been really bad. The fact that he has a 6.65 rating so far this season, across 10 games as well as a goalkeeper, like, it doesn't really inspire confidence. I need him to be better today. Now, worth noting, Notts County play the exact same formation as us, so this could be like watching two metapods kind of battle. You know, the really early episode of the Pokemon anime where they both just used Harden? That's probably what we're going to watch here. Or maybe it's not what we're going to watch here. Early highlight, Alan's on a booking at left back already, so the fact he was chasing after the ball there, like a Jack Russell Terrier, did make me a little nervous. We're going to force them to go long here. Ball in the air, and Bick wins it. Nodded down to Hull, who's marching through the middle, shoots, and Rose just about saves it. You know what? Early on, I've told the players there was no pressure there. I've actually misclicked there. They've not been made angry, so I guess it's okay, although corners are a problem for us. We're not good at dealing with them, it feels like. And Bick gets this one away. Okay, let's breathe a sigh of relief. You might have spotted it as well. I've seen some comments in recent episodes about my advertising boards. I'm using a mod from years ago for the advertising boards. There's a FIFA 21 advert. Maybe it's just like retro games are in, 3 years in the future. Everyone wants to play FIFA 21. That's my head cannon for it. I'll tell you what, we don't need a head cannon because we've got a foot cannon in Andy White, who actually is quite good at heading too. Okay, look, I'll admit it, not my best commentary ever. Andy White sparks the movement out wide, then ran inside. Deborah took that vacated space, flashed into the middle, and Andy White lashes it in. He did have 11 goals in 11. It's now 12 goals in 12 for Andy. He is, by the way, now listed as our key player, Andy White. Obviously, we had some pretty hefty bids last episode as we approached deadline day. I think the highest was 1.6 million. Would not be surprised if we see some significantly larger offers come January. He is now labelled by our staff as a championship quality player. I do feel like that's a bit generous, but with the form he's in, it's going to command a high price to sell him. We're a goal up in this game by virtue of Andy White, but I'll be honest, it's not exactly been a super relaxing, convincing game. They've actually had the better of the play in terms of total numbers of shots. We are edging out possession, but this is a cagey 50-50 kind of game, which I suppose when you look at how the teams are lined up, maybe not entirely a surprise. Ball played through the middle here. Burgess wide to Duru, who actually has a little bit of space to move into the right wing back. 3 players in the middle. Hull was one of them. It's blocked away. Could we now try and get in behind? AA launches it forward. Andy Allen, he was massive for us last year. I'll be honest, this year, he's not been as notable. Okay, we're rapidly approaching the end of this first half. Still 1-0. Still holding on for now. 3 minutes at a time. Going to come and go. On the one hand, I'm happy with the scoreline. On the other, not loving what I'm seeing. Also, this graph. Why are both teams black on the graph? This is the least useful graph ever. I'm going to tell the guys it was good. Keep it up. Look, green happy smiley faces. Hume at centre attacking mid's not been good. Allen's not been good either. You know what? Connor Pye. Been a while since we've played him in a live commentary, I feel like. On you come, son. Elsewhere, I'm taking off Hume and bringing in Voltman. And I don't feel like this is just me being biased towards Voltman. He has been very, very reliable for us. 5 goal contributions, a lot of these appearances on off the bench. I feel like he's the kind of man who could be a bit of a game changer. I'm hoping he's going to live up to that title. We've made changes. I think they made a triple sub at half-time of their own. So clearly, the Notts County manager not happy with what he's seen so far. Pie under it. Could we launch a counter-attack here? Andy White, donning the armband, was left on his own there. I don't know what they're doing at the back. He squares it. Voltman on off the bench. It's in. Just about. I didn't think that was going to go in for a moment. Did anyone else hold their breath there as the ball pinged up in the air? What a weird finish this was. Voltman, initial effort parried onto the crossbar. It didn't cross the line, but he manages to get his own rebound. I've not seen that before. Suddenly I look like a genius with that sub, don't I? I do feel like this year in live commentaries, especially this season, I've made subs and then those subs actually do stuff. Voltman, do it again. He gives it to Pye. If he bangs that in, that would have been both subs scoring. Elsewhere, I think I'm going to take off Joe Taylor. He's been struggling a little bit. I'm going to bring in Ashley Fletcher. Not sung his praises that much. He's been getting a few goals here and there. I feel like he can maybe get another one here. I feel like at this level, especially where stamina is just a little bit lower on players versus, say, the Premier League or Championship, subs can just have that bit more of an impact, especially when you bring them on against, say, a tiring defence. which is what I want to think Notts County defence is right now. I mean, when you look at the condition here, they are struggling. 5 minutes left of this game, free kick, edge of our area. If they score here, squeaky bum time commences. Can Rose make a save? He doesn't need to. I don't think he moved anyway. Okay, 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. Task number 1, win against Notts County. Tick it off. It's done. Nice win here. Tranmere could only draw against York. Crewe won 1-0. Carlisle drew against Grimsby. The 3 teams directly behind us failing to win makes our gap at the top even bigger. Voltman on form as we cruise to victory. Give him some praise. Did notice we have some tired players in our ranks. Ajaria and White need rests. Maybe I rest them for the next game. And the reason for that is the next game's against Doncaster. I've never been into Doncaster. I've been to Donny Dome. You can go ice skating and swimming. It's quite fun. But besides that, don't feel like that's the game to do today. So I'm going to go play Doncaster and I'm going to come back for Crewe. We play them in a week. They're in 4th. Watch me now lose to Doncaster. I know how this works. Okay, folks, game number 2 today. Crewe. I know what you're thinking. Did you bowl it against Doncaster? The answer to that is no. I did consider rotating the team for this game, just thinking maybe I should just, rotate the team. Big games coming up, keep people fresh. Andy needed a rest. Ajaria needed a rest. I didn't give either of them a rest. They both got on the score sheet. So I think the decision to start them was wise. In the case of Andy White, was able to sub him off them and rest him just a little. Gonna hope that Doncaster can do us a little bit of a favour as they are taking on Carlisle at home. As for our opposition in our next game, currently sat in 3rd are Tranmere. They're away in South London versus Bromley. Now, I did rest up the players between games, but in the case of Ajaria, he still needs a rest. Egbo, are you fit enough to play? Fitness test not required. You know what? I say I was going to bring in Egbo. I'm looking at his fitness. Maybe not. I'm going to have to do a change. I've had to do too much this year. Volman was great last game. We'll play him at centre attacking mid. And then Hume is going to go and play right wing back. He's been declining massively lately. I think that's because he's now got better at playing centre attacking mid. So it's eating up his current ability. The red arrows do look really scary. I guess that's just the trade-off you make when you train in multiple positions. But today for us, right wing back. Look how well he's played there. 7.6 rating. Just do that again, Callum. Rest of the team, by the way, unchanged. I want to keep with what we know. Stick to the status quo. Let's go. Okay, Crewe up next. It's not going to be a matching of Metapods today because they are playing a 4-2-3-1. I feel like they're going to be on the front foot in this game. They're at home. I feel like they're going to be testing us just a little bit. We'll have to see how we get on should we be tested. Leighton Love scores after 8 minutes. I'm not loving it. I don't think there's been too many live commentaries this year where we've gone down a goal. But to be honest, across league games in general, we've been in this situation more than I would care to admit. On occasion, we fight back for a draw. We're going to have to try and do that again here. Deborah on the far side. Our right centre-back gets it forward to Andy Wright. JB, Matos, Kingdon. Nice build-up play here. Rose at the back scares me. Just don't like the man. Don't trust the man. Don't want the man near our team. It's quite on brand, isn't it? I've signed a replacement for him. Then the replacement gets injured. So I'm forced to play the goalkeeper who I was already annoyed got injured. I need to find a goalkeeper that just doesn't have any injuries whatsoever. That's the dream. Matos! He's just hit the crossbar there. That was mental. Matos back in possession, or now with the ball. A little bit of space on the right-hand side if we can shift the ball across from one side to the other. Deborah got space to move into. Of course, we play with our wider centre-backs on dribble more, just to carry the ball like that. I mean, Hume, I hope he's not been given the assist there because he doesn't deserve it. Andy White with an absolute banger. Ajaria dropped for this game. Hume slotted in out at right wing back. And, well, he was involved in the build-up play here. His ball deflected wickedly. Came to Andy. And that's just a silly finish, isn't it? Straight into the top corner. Crewe looking to respond immediately, though. They've got the ball deep in our territory. Elise whips it back post. Love scores again. I'm not loving it. I've used that line before. I'm going to keep using it. There's nothing to love about that. They say 1's the loneliest number and 2 can be as bad as 1. I'll tell you what, if you're Crewe, 2 is not as bad as 1 right now. They are ahead. And it's 2-1 on the scoreline. I mean, in a weird way, I don't know if we deserve to be ahead in this game, but I feel like they've not exactly outplayed us. They've just had 2 really good opportunities and finished them both. Less than a minute of the half remaining. Of course, added time on top of that too. Tracy whips it back post. It's another back post header. Hume is just getting bullied out there, isn't he? It's offside. I've got an issue here. Hume has 4 jumping reach. They are bullying him right now. Very, very lucky that goal was ruled out for offside, mind you. It means at the break, it's only 2-1. What was that, lads? Get your act together. Voltman's let me down. Allen's let me down. Everyone's letting me down except Andy. We love Andy. I feel like this is a game where Overton might be needed for his pace in behind. Elsewhere, oh, I don't know. I feel like Hume's been the reason we've been conceding, but because he got an assist, he's got a good rating. It's a bit frustrating. Rather than make a load of changes at half-time, I'm going to make one change in the final third. Joe Taylor not had a good game today. Going to bring in Overton and hope his pace can trouble Drummond. Their right centre-back here, already on a booking, not a good player at all. Overton should have him all day, every day in a one-on-one. First highlight of the half, Hume's off the pitch. I hope he's not injured. Is he okay? He's shaking it off, whatever it is. Deborah whips in. Andy Allen was under it. Tracy clears it away off his island, although Orr there to mop up the pieces. The left centre-back gives it to AA, who's not impressed so far this year, but with a ball like that, he's going to get given an assist that's going to make him look more impressive. Andy White's done it again. We've had to come back twice from behind in this game. I'm going to hope this is the second and final time. This ball here is tasty. The header, though, sensational. Keeper got a hand to it, could only parry it into the woodwork. Really want us to try and press home our advantage with the little bit of momentum we've got here. Going to encourage the players. Green, happy, smiley faces. 15 minutes remaining. Fresh legs needed. Callum is tired. Bring on Egbo at right back. I know he's a bit tired, but it's slightly fresher legs. Callum Jones into the midfield. Going to play him as the regista. Am I going to play him as the... You know what? I'm going to change his role here to Segundo Volante. I feel like he's not got a creative bone in his body, but he can get forward. Voltman struggled at centre attacking mid. Ashley Fletcher on Newcombe. I'm going to play him as a shadow striker in behind. Still have one more sub if I want to use it. You know what? Louis Jackson. Fresh legs at right back. What we might need. 10 minutes left. Look at the match momentum. I don't want to change anything here because we've been on top in this game, but there's only a handful of minutes left. A draw, perhaps not the best result. Definitely not the worst result in the grand scheme of things based on what's happened in this game. Going to ask the players to hit early crosses, get a little bit more direct for what remains of this game. 5 minutes of added time. Is there to be a late twist? Is there to be late drama? There might be. Or plays it out wide to Egbo. That is not a good header inside. To be fair, the ball to him was awful. We might be called into some defensive, action here. Jackson puts in one tackle. It falls to Powell, who hits the crossbar. Can we just get it away, please, lads? Oh my, if that had gone in, I might cry. It's a banging effort by their centre mid. It would have been, a goal worthy of winning any football match. Sadly, the woodworks come to our rescue. And despite both teams having a player grab a brace, neither could win the game. Told the players we deserve to win the game if we look at the numbers. They've loved that, apparently. That is another draw, by the way, to add to our growing collection of draws. We are drawing far, far too many. Carlisle came back from behind to win with 2 goals in the 90th plus minute. And elsewhere, Tranmere also managed to win 2-1, an 88th minute goal for them. The teams behind us not slipping up, sadly, which I suppose makes this next game against Tranmere all the more important. We could make it 20 games unbeaten if we avoid defeat in the next one. I think this next game could be a real challenge, though. Tranmere have some serious quality in their ranks. They're currently up in 3rd. They're in some okay form. They don't lose very often. They do like to draw quite a lot. Not an easy one. I need to rest up the players. So many of my players now need rests. Like, you can have a rest from training, 4 days till that next game. We'll rest them for 3 of those days. I think after the Tranmere game, I'm going to have to play a B team in a few of these upcoming League and Cup games. The schedule is catching up with us. We've played so much football already this year. So the good news is I've managed to rest up the players and I think they can survive a trip to Tranmere. The bad news is that after this, I feel like we're going to have a lot of tired players that I really need to rotate around. The temptation, by the way, to rush back Sharman Lowe is very much real. I shouldn't do it, should I? I have to play Joe Rose for probably 1 or 2 more games. The good news is, though, Ajaria is back and he is fit. I say fit. I mean, look, he's playing a lot of games. The issue is, for players like Ajaria and Andy White, they've now been playing for England's national youth team. So in the international breaks, they're not getting breaks like just about every other player in the team is. Now, in terms of the starting 11 for today's game, it is full strength with the exception of the goalkeeping position. That is a great spot to be in. We have this nice gap to Tranmere. There was a risk going into today's video as we were taking on some of these big boys. Maybe that gap would diminish a little. The draw against Crewe, frustrating, but in the grand scheme of things, I think if we had told me before this episode you're going to come away with 6 or more points, I would have been happy. Obviously, to achieve that, still got to win this next one. Okay, we're going to see how we fare here. Reece Williams is playing for them. Crewe is as well. So the 2 players I wanted to sign that Tranmere stole, that I'm still very bitter about, playing against me today. If they play well, that's really going to be annoying. They're lining up in a 4-2-3-1. Not surprised by that in the slightest. Should be a good game today. I think if nothing else over the course of the live commentaries both today and in the last couple of videos, is that a red card? That's dirty. I mean, if this is a red card in less than 2 minutes, it's disastrous if you're a Tranmere fan. Is Ajaria okay? That's what I'm worried about now. Okay, good news. I think he's fine. I think he was play acting a little bit, but we've got a man sent off, so suddenly the task should become easier. They're playing without a centre attacking mid. Oh, with that in mind, I'm really tempted to do something a bit adventurous. You know what? Who likes an adventure? I do. JB, Matos. Going to move them forward into the centre mid roles. Feel like a defensive mid in this kind of game probably isn't necessary at this point. I want to try and overwhelm their 2-man midfield. Might even change our instruction to force the play through the middle. Just try and win that battle. With the lack of a centre attacking mid, their 2 DMs are going to have a lot of work to do. Can try and overwhelm them there. Also, before the red card rudely derailed me, what I was going to say was, in live commentary episodes, we've had some of the hardest league games all year. We've looked really good in the vast majority of them. It's a really good sign. Going into this season, had this really high lofty expectation. Thought we could get promoted at the first time of asking. We're in a little bit of cruise control already. Obviously, this game here feels like one that we have to win now. They're giving us a penalty too. Tranmere are capitulating. And now we have a chance from the spot. It's Hume over it. He's been declining in training lately, as we've already seen ability-wise, but he still scores goals for fun. It's another one for the collection. It's his 6th of the year. Tranmere really have ruined this game in many ways. I thought this was going to be a really hardly fought, tight game, a bit like the Crewe match. The sending off the penalty. I mean, they've got their work cut out for them now. We have, of course, got the FA Cup still to look forward to. In the first round, you might have spotted it earlier. We've been drawn against Dorking. We really should be beating Dorking. That's a game I look at as, well, a game we will hopefully win convincingly and make it through. Williams has given away the ball, by the way, in a horrific position here. Matos looking to bring the ball forward. Not the best back pass to Ajaria. Can the right back inspire something? Matos back to Kingdom. Now that they're without that centre attacking mid, it makes their job in the middle just that little bit more difficult. We're looking to exploit that, try and outnumber their 2-man midfield. And I mean, look at the confidence and swagger we're just knocking the ball around with here. JB to White. It's offside. It would have been a mad assist had that pulled off and had White managed to finish it. Was kind of hoping we might press home our man advantage a little bit more. Just over 5 minutes left of the half. A goal to the good, though. They've not had a shot on target yet. JB with the ball. He is at the heart of everything we're doing right now. Taylor drops deep, gives it to Hume. Matos now, options to his right and Ajaria. Spots the pass. Can the man deliver from the byline? He can. White shot is blocked. Feel like I need a second goal to really relax here. Tranmere's goalkeeper's on a 7.2. That was a heroic block by their defender. Despite the fact we're dominant, Tranmere, they're not giving up yet, are they? Not making any subs at half-time. Set pieces scare me, though. Set pieces scare me. Everything's fine. I do look at White and Taylor up top. They've not been very good, our strikers, in a game like this one today. I felt like there was a chance for the floodgates to open after the early sending off and then the penalty, but we've not really looked, well, as threatening as perhaps we could have or maybe should have in this game thus far. Maybe a chance here, though, to change our fortunes around. Matos with loads of space. Without that centre attacking mid, our 2 centre mids do just have a little bit more time and space on the ball. Allen, lovely first touch. Crosses it in. It's poked in by Andy White. And it is now 2-0. AA has been quiet this year. I know I mentioned it earlier in this video and then he got an assist. He's done it again here with yet another assist. Whether or not he's going to be accredited with it, it did kind of get blocked as it went in. The goalkeeper hasn't covered himself in glory, but we have that deserved 2-goal lead now. I was going to make some changes. Why is there a highlight? Why have they got a goal? It's Reece Williams. And it's 2-1. I wanted that centre-back. I'm annoyed. For as good as we've been this year, there is definitely an issue when it comes to set pieces. Question marks as to whether or not Norman was interfering offside there. Apparently he wasn't. I would like an investigation. I feel like my keeper couldn't see the ball there. Football Manager doesn't care. Okay, Taylor, I'm going to take you off. I'm going to bring in Ashley Fletcher. Elsewhere, Matos has been a bit quiet today. Callum Jones, on you come. The rest of our team, to be fair, really isn't playing badly. I feel like I don't need to overreact to a set-piece goal like that one. It's not really a tactical decision thing. They've made the most, obviously, of a very deep free kick and created something from nothing. Of course, now our aim has to be to get a 2-goal lead reinstated if we can. And, well, we can. Ashley Fletcher, subbed on, gets his 6th of the year almost immediately. I feel like I've been making a lot of good subs this year. Don't want to toot my own horn, but we make subs and they just seem to contribute and score and do stuff. Number 41 smashes it in. We've got an XG of over 3, possession of 62%. This is one-way traffic from here, barring an absolute miracle. Tranmere, well, I was going to say they're going home with nothing. They are at home. They can stay at home and have nothing. We're robbing them blind and taking 3 points with us. Kingdon lays it to Orr. Options to his left. Allen is one of them. Allen plays it forward. Fletcher's in again. Fletcher scores. I mean, it's a great finish. The pass is absolutely stupendous. I mean, what do you say about that? You know what I said about Allen not playing well lately? I take it all back. The man is an absolute demon. What is that pass? On his right foot, weighs it to perfection. It's tucked away delightfully. 4-1, job should be a good one. Have Tranmere not got the memo here? O'Connor dinks it. It's headed. That nearly went in. I mean, the game is over now. Tranmere just not willing to give up the ghost yet. Ball whipped in. Hawks under it. Cleared away. O'Connor bangs it. I mean, that would have been goal of the season had it gone in, wouldn't it? Allen in some wide spaces. 7 minutes of added time. That is a ridiculous pass. He's got another assist. I'll tell you, he's a god at left back. The AA we know from last year, he's returned. He has been featuring lately for the Republic of Ireland national youth team. A part of me wonders, will he choose Ireland? Will he choose England? I suppose we'll find out with due course. I mean, the way that some of our youth players are playing, I want to believe they could all make the England national team, but probably I'm getting a bit carried away. Is there time for a 6th? No. Okay, look, I was getting carried away there, but 5-1. How can you not enjoy that? Aaron Allen, 3 assists, 9.4 rating. Carlisle were held to a draw. Tranmere lost to us, of course. Notts County could only draw in 3rd. The gap at the table, top of the table, it's starting to grow. And Stockport, you might remember they were right up there at one point. They're tumbling. Aaron Allen, give him some praise. 3 assists in that game there. 1 in the game before, if I'm not mistaken. They were his first 4 assists of the year. Before that, 9 games with nothing. I said last episode that this upcoming run of games at the end of October was going to be the real test. I think it's safe to say we've passed it. In terms of the upcoming plans, we're in the FA Cup first round against Dorking. Should be winning that. Hopefully we can get a slightly glamorous, sexy FA Cup draw. Should we beat them? I mean, we should be beating them. They're down in the National League. So I suspect next time, probably back for some FA Cup action. I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. We will be back on Monday to kickstart the week with a bang. I'll catch you guys next time. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.